The Living Deaths of Krzysztof Zajac. A soft black rain fell around a young couple as they traced a slow path entwined between high coniferous pines. The boy, vulpine, unkempt, with a wild blonde wave that poked out even under the rain, was handsome, bright. His eyes darted between the trees, and his ears caught every rustle in the changing wind. He closed his brow and pointed his nose towards the girl when she spoke, narrowing her weak blue eyes. The arm around the girl was young and willowy, but sweated with dirt and work. "Do you think everything will be different after the wedding?" he said. "With us, I mean." "It's bound to be a little different, honey," Elisa said. Her lips were thin, but she touched Krzysztof's neck and cheeks with them often. Her dark green cloak attracted the forest rain, and its heavy felt thickened. Her cheekbones were pinkish apples, her nose flat at the tip, and she was the daughter of an influential diplomat. Krzysztof nodded, pensive agreement. With Elisa, he sat down on a hollowed felled tree, slippery with rainwater. They kissed closely. Krzysztof reached into his pocket, showed Elisa a clasp of official papers. Each was headed with ornate governmental wording, shields of exotic animals. Each paper bore a new name, none of them his own. In Italy, he is Pietro Scalia. In Belgium, Josef Leuven. Swedish, Finnish, Russian, French papers continue to obfuscate the young man, a brilliant mosaic of tongue-rolling languages and invented names. "And when are you Krzysztof?" Elisa said. "When I'm with you." "How sad that Krzysztof dies when he leaves me." Elisa, Krzysztof became lion-hearted. When Krzysztof dies, Pietro Scalia is let into the bunkers. Josef Leuven meets his helpers, and we blow up supply lines in the night. Then Guy Benoit Lorraine escapes into the dawn. Mikhail Ivanov journeys to safety. They all die together. I become the Finnish student here. Krzysztof picked up one of the documents, sealed with elaborate blue and white, or a Swiss translator here. The falling rain felt strange. It seemed not to come from any particular direction. Elisa's heart was a bass drum of love and agony. "When all of their supply lines are gone, when those bastards are trapped and starved, then I can be Krzysztof always for you. But first it has to be this." "My father thinks you already died, darling. This is why I have to marry Mr. Lutosławski. I wish I could tell him. I wish I could tell them both," Elisa said. "I promise, Elisa, I won't be dead for long." Quieted by sadness, the couple held each other closer as they kicked a stone back to the edge of the tree line and Elisa's family home. Elisa fought back tears. Krzysztof allowed just one to trace a slow path down his cheek. 3 soldiers sprang from behind the wall at the gate of Elisa's father's house, brisk, aggressive. "You're naive to come back, Zajac," the first soldier said, his hands around his rifle, backed with thick black hairs, his face blotched with cold indignation. The 3 soldiers advanced dangerously. "Run," Elisa whispered to Krzysztof. "Tell them anything they ask," he said, heavily enough for the soldiers to hear him. She spread her young body between Krzysztof and the soldiers as he turned, disappeared flightful between the trees. The tips of his fingers held hers until he had run too far to reach them. The first soldier took a shot between the trees. He splintered the bark of a tall pine and hit nothing else.